Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome to this video. My name is Jamie, and today I'm here to talk to you about my best of drugstore products for 2021. So I tried to boil it down to the ones that stood out to me, the ones that I kept thinking about that I really wanted to share with you. And I think I have one from each category and sometimes multiple in different categories. So I will talk you through all of that. And just so you know a little bit about me, so I'm a makeup enthusiast and I have dry skin and like kind of dry normal skin. I'm 40 years old. I like products that are lightweight on my skin, that offer hydration, that have like a medium, light medium type of natural finish on my skin. That's really what I go for. So all these products are kind of going to lean in that direction, and I'll talk to you about them and why they're in my top products. And I'll try to swatch as many of them as I can if I need to. So let's dig into this. So let's start out with primer, because I guess that's the first thing that I put on my face when I'm getting ready. This is my e.l.f. Jelly Pop Dew Primer. I really like this. I know they have a new one coming out that I need to go check out, but this one is readily available. This is about $10, I believe. And it is a dewy formula, but it's very much a gel consistency. It sits on your skin and it leaves your skin a little bit tacky. So it's hydrating, but at the same time, it grips onto your foundation that you put on over this. So definitely wouldn't be a product that you'd wear on your own or on its own, but this compared with, you know, some of the different foundations that I'm going to talk about today would be a really good match. I love this. So that is my face primer. I also do have an eye primer. This is an oldie but goodie. This is the Milani eyeshadow primer. I think from what I've tried, this is the best at the drugstore, probably also around $8. Milani has some fantastic products. They're going to be mentioned a lot here. e.l.f. actually is going to be mentioned probably more than any other brand in this video. So this one about $8 at the drugstore. So then let's jump into foundations. So I picked out 3 different foundations because it really does depend on what you're trying to do with your foundation. What I'm wearing on my face today is this L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum Foundation. I find that I apply this best with my hands. So when I put it on, it'll seem like I put on a pretty good amount of product, but I just keep rubbing it in, and what it does is kind of builds on itself some. You don't have to put it down in layers, and I really like it with my fingertips. I think it just applies it best. This is so lightweight, I wouldn't really want to use a sponge. It's so lightweight, I wouldn't really want to use a brush. So anyway, that's just the way that I find this is best applied. I am in the shade 2-3 Light as my typical foundation, but I also have the darker version of this that I mix in with other foundations to give it has a very luminous, hydrating type of finish to it. It doesn't set down matte. It stays like a light, medium coverage. Light, probably, I would say. You can build it up to medium, but it's just really nice, like a skin tint. It feels very moisturizing, very serum-like, and I just love it. I really, really love it. They knocked it out of the ballpark with this one this year. And this is probably about $15. I got mine off Amazon, but I believe it's now sold pretty much everywhere. So shade 2-3 Light, love it. Yes, yes, would recommend. Of course, I'd recommend all of these. Another one that I found this year was the Milani Glow Hydrating Skin Tint. Now, I don't wear this on its own. I mix this with other foundations to kind of sheer it out some. I love this as a mixing foundation. It's like my favorite. It just gives this glow, this luminosity to the skin. Very, very hydrating type of product. So this is more transparent, like yeah, it doesn't have any coverage. This has a slightly more coverage. This has no coverage, I don't feel. And it's just super duper glowy. It has 29% squalene in it, tons of good for you skin ingredients, and I feel like this is so great at like shearing out some of my more matte type of coverage. But anyway, let's move on to my more medium to full coverage foundation favorite is this Milani Screen Queen foundation. Well, that's a tongue twister. I have mine in the shade 250. Oh, I wear this in 110 Glow. That's what this is. So this one, like I said, I just mix it with things. This is the Fair to Light version, and I think this is around $8 or $10 as well. This one I actually got for like $5.99 at Target, but I know it's typically, I think, around $10. Lots of Milani products. I didn't realize these are both Milani. This one is a natural finish. It's pretty radiant. I wear mine in 250 Natural Bisque. It is just really nice and smooth on the skin. It gives like a medium coverage. You probably could build it more, but I shear it out with a sponge when I wear it. And I just really love this one. It just wears really well. It does not sink into my fine lines. It's a huge pet peeve of mine. My fine lines are growing as I'm getting older, and this just wears really, really well for me. I love this one, and I'm kind of kicking myself for not finding it sooner. And it seems like it's harder to find. So I really hope this is not going away because it's really good. All right, now we'll move on to setting powders. So there is one that I want to mention that's just, oh my gosh, this stuff is just the best for me. I love it so much. This is the Halo Glow powder. I think they have a couple different colors. I have mine in light. I love this. It's like light, it's illuminating a little bit. It doesn't give you much coverage, but it definitely like sets your skin down. But it has a little bit of luminosity in there that I just love. Just makes my skin look just fresh. I feel like, I mean, that is the finish that you're seeing right now. It's just hydrating and fresh, and I love that it doesn't take away from what I've put down underneath it. And I just all over, this is like one of the products, like top products out of this that I would really highly recommend. This I love so much. So yeah, Halo Glow powder all the way. I think this came out last year, but such a favorite. Another honorable mention is this LYS setting powder. Now this is not drugstore, but it's about, I don't know, under $20. I feel like that's like drugstore pricing, and this is available at Sephora. If you can get this, I would pick it up. I have mine in the translucent color. This is just a really nice soft setting powder. It does similar to what the Glow does, but maybe not as glowy. So maybe if you're into it, I would like set with this first and then like buff with this. That's either way, doesn't matter. They're both so nice. People compare this to the Charlotte Tilbury one. I actually like this more than the Charlotte Tilbury one. It's very blurring, very, very perfecting, and a very reasonable price. So just wanted to mention this one. I know it's not available at like Ulta, but it's available at Sephora and it's on the lower end. I have a couple of those I'm gonna mention. So then, oh, I forgot to do concealer. So there's only one concealer in here that I'm loving, and it's the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. This one's kind of new. I've had it for like the last maybe month and a half or so, and this is in the shade Vanilla. It is so creamy. It is hydrating. It is just beautiful. It will, like, it doesn't set under my eyes, so I do have to like, you know, move out all of the different wrinkles that it sinks into, but it does do a great job of just keeping my under eyes hydrated. And it is, you know, I have it under my eyes right now. It packs a punch, you know, and I can use it all over like this area and not feel concerned at all about the product. It thins out really well. It's hydrating. And this is definitely a standout product for me, and I am loving it. So like I said, shade Vanilla, but I think this is like $10 or so. It's kind of on the pricier side. A little bit hard to find. I found mine at Target. So yes, this is definitely a new discovery that I'm in love with. I had a hard time finding concealers at the drugstore that I really like. So I'm so glad that I found this. So yes, that's a yes. Okay, now moving on to, let's go with bronzers, I guess, next. So there's a couple different types of bronzers here. I have two cream bronzers, so let's jump into those first. So my first cream bronzer is this Soul one from ColourPop. Well, this is ColourPop's sister line. I think it's called Soul, and this is the bronzing balm, face and body bronzing balm in the shade medium. I might go for like a medium light. This one is just a little bit orange on me. I don't know. It works well. I have it on today. I think it, you know, blends out well and it looks good overall, but It's just kind of a little bit orange. I'd like to see what other shades they have, but this formula is fantastic. It's just so easy to blend out, beautiful. It's not streaky at all. It smells interesting. It smells a little bit fruity or a little bit, maybe just a little bit coconutty. Yeah. Anyway, I really like it. I think it's like $12 at ColourPop. They might sell it at Ulta probably. This one is just really nice. I am a fan, and you get so much product in here, and it's really close to the Chanel one in color. So maybe a little bit more pigmented, and they have so many to choose from in this line, but this one I would definitely recommend. So that is one of the cream bronzers. The other cream bronzer is very hard to find, but if you could find it, this would be awesome. This is the Believe Beauty bronzer stick. I have mine in deep because that's all they had at my Pop Shelf store where I got this, but this is $5 and it has two different shades. It has this shade on one side, and then the other one has a much darker shade. So I can use this this shade right here. You know, it's kind of comparable to that right there, and I can use it, and I love that it's a little stick and it's just super easy. And then the deep shade is that one. So all I really do is like put a little bit of this on and more of the lighter shade on, and I just mix them together and smooth them out on my skin, and it makes a really, really beautiful bronzer for me. So I love it. $5. This was definitely a hit, and I would love to get more, but they're just always out of stock. So hopefully Believe Beauty will keep producing that, and I can someday get my hands on all the shades, probably at least the medium. All right. Then let's move into regular bronzer. So I have one really just powder to mention, and that is the Tried and True Butter Bronzer. I have both the Monet one, which is a little bit more golden, and then this one is the regular one. Well, what shade is this? Because I know they have a couple of different ones. This is just in bronzer, is the shade I have here. And it is just like, oh, it has a little bit of luminosity to it. It's just this beautiful, like medium toned brown color with a little bit of luminosity. It's so beautiful. This is just a tried and true product. There's a reason that this one is so super duper popular, and I love it. I think it's like $14 though. These can get expensive. I did see some good sales for Christmas on these. And they have like the whole book, the whole butter bronzer like makeup book that they came out for this holiday season. I have to get that because, oh my gosh, I just have to get it. But I have last year's. I haven't used it that much, but it's so good, and it's like $30. Anyway, this is a recommendation. For like twice the price of that, you can get a whole book full of tons of bronzers and blushes and everything. It's crazy. So look into that if you haven't. I'll try to link it below. Okay, then face palettes, because I do have 3 face palettes that I have to mention. I love a good face palette. This one's Believe Beauty. This one is like my holy grail favorite discovery of this year. This is in light medium shade, and it just has a bronzer, blush, and highlight. They don't really sell this bronzer separately. It's only in here. And this blush is like the most beautiful blush I've ever worn. The highlight is a little bit too much for me. In here, it's just a little bit too dark, but I love it as like an eyeshadow or something like that. This is just all around this, between this blush and this bronzer. I could just wear this every day for the rest of my life and really be happy. They're so beautiful. And then, like I said, that highlighter makes a great eyeshadow. So just awesome. $5 for this. You cannot go wrong. I stocked up because I just love it so much, which is a problem. Okay, then 2 other face palettes that I have. Milani earlier this year came out with these face palettes. This is the all-inclusive eye, cheek, and face palette, and this one is in the lighter version. They have 2 versions. I really like this. I think that the blushes are beautiful. True Milani blush formula. The bronzer is really nice. These are just shades that I like. I think you kind of get a very, very like monotone color or monochromatic color from this because they're very, very much in the same color story. But Anyway, I swatched it down here. You can see it. There is the bronzer and the two blushes. Very beautiful. And once again, this highlight is again like too strong for me. It's very close to that highlight that's in the other palette. Weird. I wonder if those brands are somewhat related or something. Anyway, it's really beautiful to have all this in one little palette for like $15, and now it's available at Ulta. So I really like that. I love a deal. So this I definitely would recommend. It is beautiful. It doesn't get enough love from me, but yes. Okay, next face palette is the Sephora palette. I have to mention this. So this is like a baked formula from the Sephora brand. I think this is $20. I picked it up when everything was on sale, but this is really beautiful, guys. These are powdery. They have a pretty good amount of kick up in here, so be wary of that, but these are beautiful. I have the blush on, both the blushes on and the highlight on right now from this palette. Anyway, you can kind of see it there. This one is like a blush topper, extremely pretty. Just a great formula. That highlight is like super smooth and beautiful, and it just looks effortless, amazing on your skin. So I really think that this one is a winner. And 20 bucks, you know, that's close to drugstore. So I just figured I would mention that here as well. All right, let's move into the rest of the eye products. Oh wait, no, cream blushes. So I do have these two e.l.f. putty blushes I wanted to mention, separate from those other face palettes. So I have like Turks and Caicos, and man, I don't know, it's so hard to find the names on these ones. I don't know if you guys own these. Tahiti is one and Turks and Caicos is the other. But what I love to do actually is just mix these two together. They're a really great like cream to powder formula. They're soft, lightweight. They last a pretty good while on the skin. I would say I would probably put some type of setting powder or blush on top of them just to extend their wear a little bit longer. I wore them for about 5 hours yesterday and they still looked good at the end of the day, but if you want to get more bang for your buck out of them, you know, longer wear time, I would put something over them just to kind of lock it in if you have something. But they are really beautiful. I love these colors just swatched together. So perfect, or blended together. Anyway, those are really awesome. And then let's move on to the rest of the eyes. So for mascara, I am wearing this mascara right now. This is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Waterproof Mascara. I really love this one. I have like stubborn lashes that don't like to curl, so this is definitely very helpful in holding my curl. Speaking of hard to curl lashes, this is a lash curler. This is the Japanesque version, and this one works really well for me. It doesn't hurt me at all. I actually got this sent free to me, but I'm sure it's Japanesque is like a drugstore brand, so you can pick it up anywhere. I'm sure it's not that much money. And this one is great because it's kind of similar to like the Shiseido one that has the almond shape. This one works for my almond shaped eyes as well. So you can never go wrong with one of these. So I think that's drugstore, and I wanted to mention it. So for drugstore eyeliner, I actually have two. I don't have the other one here with me for some strange reason, but I like this e.l.f. one. This was the Jen Atkins one though, so unfortunately I don't know if they have this anymore. It's so blendable though. This is just the brown one, and it just goes on blending for days. It's so nice, which I love because I like a smoky type of eyeliner. I don't even wear eyeliner that much, but when I do, this is definitely one. And then the LA Girl eyeliner is another one. They're new ones. They're like Shock something. I think they're similar to these Shockwave lip liners that I'm gonna talk about in a little bit, but they have like a Shockwave, I think, eyeliner version, and those are really good and super duper affordable. For my brows, I don't have many brow products that are drugstore, unfortunately, and I just don't need that many brow products. I don't have that many from the drugstore. Anyway, this e.l.f. one I've heard of the other e.l.f., the slim one that people like more, which I definitely would love to try, but this is like the bigger one that's like $2 at the store. It's the Insta-Lift brow pencil. I'm wearing this one today. It does the job for me. I like it. And it'll work for a good amount of time until I finish this, which seems like there's a lot in it. And, you know, I have nothing bad to say about this one. I would love it if it was a little bit more precise, but I don't have that one yet. But I've heard great things about the other one, and I know that this one wears really well on me, so wanted to recommend that. All right, eyeshadow from the drugstore. So I've talked about ColourPop in many videos, so they're definitely a drugstore brand that I get behind. If you like any of their eyeshadow stuff, I don't think you're gonna go wrong. I love the Super Shock shadows. Those are really beautiful. I like the ones without glitter in them. You just have to look at the description and find the ones without glitter. That's my personal preference, but you do you, you're gonna love them. I love them anyway. But for a regular drugstore eyeshadow formula, this one I picked up earlier this year. This is Flower Beauty in Petal Play. This is their eyeshadow quad. I got this at CVS and it is so beautiful. Oh, this shade right here. It just reminds me of like Pillow Talk a lot from Charlotte Tilbury. And look at that shade. It's really beautiful. It's soft, it's creamy. This one I highly recommend if you can find this. And the formula is really good. So long lasting. So I really like this Flower Beauty one. And then this LA Girl one I picked up over the holiday season. And I never did a review on it, but I'm actually wearing it on my eyes right now. And I love this one. So here it is. It has a lot more lighter tones than darker tones, I feel like. But it's cool because I go through the lighter tones like the most. Like I'm gonna use the most of this and then work my way that way. So I don't, you know, it's nice to have more deeper tones, but I mean, I don't use them as often as I use the lighter. So I feel like this is really good. I've heard people talk about the LA Girl formula. Look at this, by the way, so pretty. This is called the, I don't know, I think it's a holiday palette. It just says the 18 color eyeshadow palette. So I'll try to link it below. Oh, Holly Slay. I feel like I still saw this in stock. They had two different versions and I really loved this one. And look at this, so pretty. But I think this was like $15 or under. So I really like that one and I think that it just looks beautiful. I have no complaints, really, really good. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the face setting spray. I discovered this one earlier this year. This is the Flower Beauty Seal the Deal Luminizing Setting Spray. I have it on right now. I have all these products on right now, by the way. If you're wondering what kind of blush I was wearing, it was that Sephora palette, bronzer, a combination of the Soul Body one and then the butter bronzer. So anyway, I've got it all on. This is so pretty. Like, I think the mister on this is amazing. I think this is like $10. The mister is like the best mister. It smells good and it works. This is so good. So they sell this at Ulta. I know because I got it at Ulta. Online though. They don't carry much of Flower Beauty and Ulta in the store anymore. Okay, let's jump into lip products. That's the end of the show, so let's get going. Right now, what I have on my lips, two of my favorites in here. I have this Maple Glaze lip liner. This was $2.99, guys. I think it's $4 regularly or something. LA Girl Shockwave Nude Lip Liner. My two favorites are Maple Glaze and Coquette. That I've realized those are my two favorite. The other one, which is like gingerbread, is good, but it just leans a little bit more like orangey brown, you know? And then these are just like nude, perfect. So beautiful, I just can't. These are just amazing for the price, yes. Okay, then for my lip gloss formula, I would say just like hydrating lip treatment. This Naturium Photo Glow lip balm in the shade Petal. Awesome, so hydrating. It has this really cool little metal applicator on it as well. It's so cooling to the lips. It just feels really good. This is a really great product. You can get it clear, you can get it tinted, all different types of options, but I definitely love this one. And then for lip product formula, so if it comes to like a glossy lip, there's 2 of them here. These are both new from L'Oreal. They just are blowing my mind. So what I have on right now is this one. This is Feathery Fleur in this like balm. What is it? It's like this something balm or something. I'll link it below, and I think it's like their Paradise Glow line lip products that they came out with. So I'll link this one below. So pretty. It reminds me so much of YSL, their sister company. I need to do a dupes video, but this shade I think is so beautiful. And I love their little applicator. It looks like little lips or something. I know YSL does this as well with their little applicators. I like this applicator. And it is that color right there. Oh, so pretty. I picked like the best shades. Then the other one that they came out with is this Glow Paradise. I don't know. This is another lip one. I don't remember what it's called. I'll have these linked down below, like I said, but one was like a balm, one was something else, and this is in the shade Nude Haven, or Nude Heaven, sorry, Nude Heaven. Oh my gosh, you guys. So this one's a little bit more pink. This one's a little bit more neutral. So beautiful. And this, I would say, is like a close dupe for these little YSL ones. So just letting you know, these are so beautiful. They're available at Ulta. They're available on Amazon. I know some of the shades are out of stock, but just stock them. They're worth it, trust me. Okay, for lipstick, another thing, I like a glowy lip. That's just kind of what I like. This is Drew Barrymore's Flower Beauty. This is in the shade Blossom, and this is their Perfect Pout lipsticks. These are just amazing. Once again, another glowy lip product. These are so beautiful. I wish they were more readily available, but they're worth it. Buy them online. These are just so good. So such cute packaging too. Love it. And then for a matte lip, when I do wear a matte lip, I really like these Maybelline Superstay ink crayons. You can get them, I get them at Target a lot. I feel like they have a really good selection. I heard Ulta might have the best selection. You can like, they have a sharpener at the end, so you can get it into a point if you want it into a point like that. These are matte, but they're very comfortable on the lips, and they wear a really long time. There it is, swatched right up there. Can you tell that I love a nude lip? I mean, can you? Can anybody guess what I like here? So this one is in the shade, what is it? Reach High, isn't it? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to look up what it is, but I'm 90% sure it's Reach High. And it is, it's Reach High. It was on the lid, not on the bottom. So anyway, really, really love these. These are definitely a winner. And I keep picking them up every time I go to the store. I'm like, wait, I need that color, I need that color. But this one is like my perfect nude lip color. So that's it, guys. I think I went through everything. These are the best of the best. These are my recommendations for 2021. I hope this was really helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.